Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF, bringing you episode 12, I believe, of Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3, the brand spanking new CRPG from Larian Studios. Hope you guys are doing well and ready to check out some BG3. Gonna be very cool. We done jumped into a ruin last time and started some grease fires. Oh man, it was crazy. If you didn't check out that video, guys, definitely check it out to see what we ran into here. No joke, it was wild and wildly fun. But today we have to loot the bodies, and they look to have some interesting things. So we're gonna get into it and see what's going on. No. Alright, let's check out these bodies and see what this ruin is about. Some sort of chapel. I don't really know what we're doing in it, except maybe, I don't know, just looting it, I guess. Seeing what's here. Alright, let's go. First, let's go ahead and take it. Well, first, let's loot, and then we'll take a short rest. Here we have a great club that we looked at. I don't know who could use that. Two-handed. Maybe Lazelle, so we'll send it to her. 2 javelins. Proficiency with this weapon type. They're thrown weapons. A rusted fishing harpoon. Repurposed as a weapon. I wouldn't mind Shadowheart throwing some jabs. Leather boots, warm, supple boots made to cross the roughest of terrains with ease. I think everybody's got boots, right? No need to really use these, but we'll go ahead and grab them. And leather gloves. These supple gloves provide flexibility and protection. Everybody could use gloves. I guess I'll wear them. Very cool. They don't do much for the AC, but there we have it. Then we have Andorn. We already looted. Sephre. You can see the remains of our grease fire all burned on the ground. Scroll of burning hands. We'll grab that. Quarterstaff. We can just go ahead and throw that to Gale. Simple robe we'll throw to Gale. And Journey Through the Jungle. The adventures of one Baron von Barn and his goblin guide Jaw as they brave the thick jungles of Chult. What do we have here? The sun had just fallen below the horizon when I first heard its call, 1,000 reed pipes at once, whistling a single beautiful, terrible song. Ulu Thalong, said Jaw, it's coming. Jaw dropped her pack and scurried up the nearest bitter. With a bit more effort, I climbed a tree of my own, and the two of us surveyed the grassy ground beneath. Ah, woo! There it was again, above and beneath and all around, so close my skull vibrated from the sound. The ferns and foliage under me rippled and swayed. Jaw held a finger to her lips to demand my silence, and in one motion it snatched her. A vine, a tentacle? It hardly mattered. The hunter had found its prey. Jaw's screams swelled, then faded as Ulu Thalong dragged her away. I leapt down to give chase, but the creature left no mark behind. The grasses were untrampled, the shrubs unbroken. I had only the memory of that harrowing call to guide me. Huh. That's pretty wild. Is there a mouse in here? I don't know. We'll get to that. Let's go check out Torga. Torga has a dagger, a short bow, and a leather armor. Oh, let's see what's keeping Shadowheart here from casting her spells. Let's see if I give her a shield, if she can still cast. It looks like she can. So it wasn't necessarily the shield. She doesn't have any spell slots, but it looks like she can still cast her rituals and stuff. Yeah, her spell slots are exhausted, and I guess Gale's are too. But what about a short bow in the other hand, or should we put javelins there? Oh, they'd have to go in melee. They should be here, though. How do I... Potion of animal speaking. For some reason, the javelins weren't added. I don't know, throw them down there. But if we give her a bow, which I don't know what happened to her short bow, goblin bow, maybe we can give her a light crossbow. Okay, she gained some stuff, but her spells remain, so she should be fine with that. It's going to equip the mace and shield, though. No ranged weapon for Gale. Sling would be nice. Okay. Let's.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Loot Mari. 3 gold, thieves' tools, a dagger, a short bow, leather armor, and Barton. 3 gold, a simple toxin, coat your active weapon with toxin that deals an additional 1 to 4 poison damage. The emerald hue of this toxin is vivid and baleful as the sunrise over a swamp. And we'll take the stuff. I seem to have all the throwy goods, but I should really distribute some of those. Book of Final Breath. Let's come in here.
If not over, then through.
Granite bench. Let's go read the Book of Final Breath. Dense rows of scrawled text, a few legible entries seem to detail the names and final words of numerous individuals. Come see this. It's Move. Maj Pinner, laboratory explosion. Roth Crest, waylaid in an Everwinter alley. You're blocking my light. Donna Ree, Waterdaven, Featherlung. How much is it worth? 14 gold. A slim ledger packed with rows of text. No matter how many pages are turned, there always seems to be another. Pick that up. Come over here. Let's get some light here. Some vases. Check the vases. An ancient scroll. A moldering scroll containing what remains of an ancient ritual. Though a bloom of mold has leached the ink from most of this scroll, its beginning is still legible. The sealing ritual. Our God cares not for petty ritual. There is only the sealing, and it is vital that we observe it with exacting reverence. On the day of the sealing, a mixture of bone and ash is consecrated. Upon the names of the dead, we spread the offering, imbuing the ink with the essence of death of our God. Take that weirdness. And, let's continue on down, I guess. There's a torch here. There's a thieves' tools and a few doors. Grab the torch. Wooden barrel. Oil barrel. Shiny black oil slowly seeps down the cracks in the wood. It's 80 pounds. We don't really want to do anything with it. There's a door here. There's an open door back here, which looks pretty interesting, but also looks like it could be dangerous. A locked door over here. An open door over here. Let's quick save. Alright, while we're out here, let's go ahead and short rest.
Rested enough. Now, forward.
Okay, open spellbook. We can prepare spells anytime outside of combat. That's good to know. Let's see. Can I use any of these at any time? Yeah. But that's me. Then we've got...
Stay idle.
She's got Shield of Faith, Inflict Wounds, Healing Word, Guiding Bolt, Cure Wounds, Bane, Bless, Command, Create or Destroy Water, Protection from Evil, Good, and Sanctuary. Let's go ahead and get Bane prepared for Shield of Faith, I think. Cannot prepare more spells. Oh, I want to move this one away. I'm going to put this one back down here. I thought it said I could prepare them anywhere. Oh, do I have to click them? There we go. Alright, so Bane is prepared, but there's no level 1 slots left for her. Gale, Sleep, Grease, Tasha's Hideous, Expeditious, Witch Bolt. That's pretty much what we want. And he has no level 1 spell slots either. He has Arcane Recovery. Go ahead and use that. So let's go ahead and do that. Arcane Recovery charge. Level 1, recover 1 level 1 spell slot. Sure. Click to confirm. Alright. So that's cool. Does she...
will guide me.
She has a Channel Divinity. Turn Undead or Invoke Duplicity. Okay.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have.
Let's come through here
To keep going.
and let's go through the open door. Okay, a rustic chest. Huh. Let's check the rustic chest. Wow, nothing in it. Wooden crate. Nothing. Stack of books. Curse of the Vampire. Worth money. Mirror.
Let's have a look at myself.
What's that worth? £20 mirror. It's only worth 1 gold. Nothing in the books. Oh, the Unclaimed. The sturdily bound story of a cleric of Shar whose soul was never claimed from the City of Judgment. In life, her service had been impeccable. Daily did she devote herself to the Lady of Loss. Daily did she free herself from the tyranny of memory. All in time was lost to her, her relations, her preferences, even her own name. Upon the altar of her devotion placed she the ultimate offering, her emptied mind. And when she died, when she awoke in death and found herself standing in the pale and faded City of Judgment, she waited for the Lady of Loss to retrieve her. 1,000,000 souls and more passed her in colorless gusts, but no hand materialized in her hand, no voice whispered instruction in her ear, no guidance proffered itself from the bleached and barren sky. Time, immaterial time, passed around her like air, coming and going, and still the goddess did not come for her devotee. Kelemvor pitied her as much as the Lord of the Dead is able, but could not intervene. This cleric of the Lady of Loss, unclaimed despite her worthiness, might yet have one more lesson to learn, that not of forgetting, but being forgotten. Oh, that's chilling. Wow, and Shadowheart's a cleric of Shar. Death and Divinity, a godly guide. I think we looked at this. Yeah. Go ahead and grab that. Let's see, Broken Cupboard. Row of books. pile of books. Shabby wardrobe. Ooh, scruffy vagabond clothes. Patchwork and threadbare. These clothes practically dangle off their wearer. Breezy sandals strapped and lined in either Piscine or a boreal motif. These sandals are perfect for a warm morning stroll. Let's send those to Shadowheart. Shadowheart would appreciate a nice pair of sandals. Oh, she's kind of wearing sandals. Oh, let's give her the breezy sandals. Just a little upgrade, I guess. Let's turn this on. A bowl. Worth 1.
All right, what now?
Want to look around for any kind of secrets that may be around. Can we move the shabby wardrobe? No, it won't let us move it. We can attack it for whatever reason. Nothing there. Okay. Move the box. You never know when they hide different stuff. Move the bench. What is that? Why is that all yellow? Broken cupboard. We can attack it. Just to see if it may be held. A cracked wall or something behind it. That's cool. It just kind of stays there. Alright. What's behind the folding screen? Nothing. Gotta ransack these rooms. Anything behind the mirror? Alright. Let's head back out. Did I check thoroughly in here? I guess I did. Got a locked door. See if the key works for it.
No lock, no handle. How does it open?
Huh. These tools. Lockpicking impossible. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Turn out both the lights.
No lock, no handle. How does it open?
Huh. Let's come over here. I don't see anything. Now we've got this big dangerous room. Let's head in. Chapel Records. Alright, time to scour through this room. The Curse of the Vampire. Curse of the Vampire. Should probably pull out a torch. Curse of the Vampire. Death and Divinity. Making a lot of good money in old books. Huh. Creepy music and stuff. The Mortal View, eyewitness accounts of the Ballspawn crisis. I think we read this, right? Yeah. The Unclaimed will encumber Alzarion. Wow. Always send that to Shadowheart. Carrying a little too much. Ink pot and quill. It's worth 10. The quill is frayed and the ink runny. Not of high quality, but very good. 2 of these. We'll send them to Lae'zel. Shadowheart. More. I mean, they're worth good money. We can collect books at least. Brazier. Huh. The Unclaimed. Two copies of the Unclaimed. Right, that was Shadowheart's book. Curse of the Vampire. Light that up. The Unclaimed. Encumbered. Your movement and rolls will be negatively impacted until you drop some items. Sorry if I sound a little stuffed up, guys. I am getting a bit stuffed up this time of night. Let's see. Give the hand axe to Shadowheart. A hand axe to Lae'zel. Give a hand axe to Lae'zel. She can throw them essentially. What else is heaviest? What if we sort by heaviest? Dark Minds. Wow, these are 10 pounds a piece and they're only worth 1 gold. I don't know what they could possibly be worth. Leather armor we can give to Shadowheart. Give to Lae'zel. Give to Shadowheart. Hopefully not encumbering her.
I'm ready.
No, she's got plenty of space. The voices are a little quieted, it seems, but let's grab another ink and quill. Light up that candelabra. Death and Divinity and the Unclaimed. Starting a book collection for sure. I don't want to accidentally set something off by lighting these. This says Chapel Records. Rustic chest. Let's check the plaque.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
Gale.
Lovely day, this. For now.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
Chapel records. Let's go ahead and read. Fine dust coats the pages of this weathered book. Beneath the bone-white powder, hundreds of short obituaries are recorded in tiny script. Grobian Tipple, Ilmater, drowning. Yvain Arkinson, Ogma, internal rot. Devon Stout, Saloon, fever. An Annal of the Dead, listing hundreds of departed souls. Okay, we'll take it. Oh, that's Shadowheart over there.
Never wanted the easy path.
Candles.
That's curious.
Oh. Gale done spotted something. Succeeded on a perception check. Check out the rustic chest first. A plate. This plate is rough with scratches left behind by forks and knives. A skull lever. Looter's trunk. Get some light going in here. 4 gold, an ink pot, often used and refilled. The sides are a mess of inky stains, worth 10 gold apiece. And interestingly, a lever. Shall we press it?
What did that
I think I know what it did. Open this door. Oh, this is extremely creepy. It goes further down. Candle. Have burnt beeswax candle. I don't think anything would happen by lighting them. Those are strangely already lit. Huh. Look at, there's like skeletal hands holding stuff. A quill or something. Skeletal manor. This is pretty creepy, bruh. Quick save and oh. We're in a dank crypt. Opulent chests. Torches. Heavy oak doors. Beautiful vases. Heavy oak doors. Gilded chest. Okay, well, let's go to the opulent chest. Check the jug. Elzarian picked up 1 jug. Tiny lines of cracked paint spread over this vase jug like a spider web. Well, it's not that heavy. Opulent chest has a silver necklace. Wow. Sapphire necklaces are popular among Baldur's Gate's patriarchs as mourning garb. The heavy teardrop-shaped stones represent the weight of their loss. I wonder if that has any effect on how you look. Like, you could wear that to get...
This place wasn't built for the living.
Ooh. Like, people like you better if you have nicer stuff on. Glass chalice. Okay, quick save and torch. torch and come over here. Look at the jug. This brightly glazed ceramic jug has been emptied and washed of any contents. Oh, that's a cool looking jug.
Might be useful.
Weird music, gilded chest, a glass chalice, 2 nice cups. On death and resurrection. An excerpt from the ongoing metatext Rebound by Iosipha Elgin, a scholar excommunicated from the Church of Denir for her heretical effort to reconstruct the metatext, her God's annal of lost and hidden knowledge. Of what value is a life? Far too esoteric a topic to warrant any serious critical consideration between these pages, surely, or so it would seem at first glance. But once we push aside the mysticism and dewy-eyed sentiment, so often clouding our assessment, it is clear that across all the spinning planes, each and every life does indeed have a quantifiable value. It is simply that not all are equally valuable. Consider, we already know that the destruction of our material form is not the end. If anything, our souls are more free after death, transcending planar barriers in search of a resting place that best befits our deeds, beliefs, and station in life. But even this assessment is subject to market forces, Lord Kelemvor weighing our souls against how thoroughly we have given them over to other gods, empowering them in return. There is, of course, an alternate route, not the end of the path, but the chance to retread it. Clerics across the realms wield the power to return life to any soul deemed worthy or willing enough. It is strange, then, that these so frequently intersect with those deemed wealthy enough, for the components for such a spell are beyond the means of most mortals. Interesting, so that explains why, like, resurrection and stuff and raised dead isn't so common. Sorry, I'm so stuffed up, guys. It's just, this happens sometimes. I have interviewed those who have made such a return, and in truth have found them to be the most dull and unimaginative sort that I cannot possibly imagine what it is they were so eager to return to. If a true assessment of the journey is to be made, then there is simply no replacement for embarking upon it oneself. Perhaps one day this great volume of learning will make me worthy enough to walk that path and wealthy enough to return. A thin and pliable volume smelling faintly of dust. Why are we in here again? Looting a tomb? There's heavy oak doors. This could turn out to be a really big crypt. And Lae'zel, you know, wants us to go find the cure. We should be finding the cure.
What's in here?
But who can turn away a lovely crypt to explore? Maybe we'll find answers here, maybe. I don't know, we'll find some rare magical item that helps us along. See how long we've been playing. It hasn't been that long. 33 minutes. Okay, let's open this door. Wow. What was that? Alzarian failed a perception check. Oh, that's not good.
Take heed. I see a trap.
Oh, jeez, she sees a trap. My goodness, girl, scared the who's a what's it out of me. Alright, vent. Let's go ahead and try to disarm it. Could fill with toxic poison gases. Let's go with guidance. Hopefully we can make it. Alright, we got it. 16. Disarmed the vent. There's a plaque here. A sarcophagus. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This certainly feels like a next generation type of dungeon. and exploration. Like, this is not your everyday average RPG right here.
Stay vigilant. There are traps here.
Oh boy. Wow, we can open that sarcophagus. Oh my gosh.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Oh my gosh, they almost stepped on the traps. Oh my gosh, this is giving me nightmares. Oh no. Oh, just barely. Okay, trap disarmed. Then there's this, a button, another sarcophagus.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Oh, snap. Now where's the trap? Oh, this is creepy. Look at these weird heads. Gargoyle head. Oh, gargoyle heads are the traps. Okay, so something could set these off. Can't reach that one? Disarm the gargoyle head. Guidance is always available, so that's good. Yeah, we got that. I'll slowly disarm the traps. Over here.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Careful, guys. You're kind of clunking around there. Oh no. Oh no. Wait, I didn't use a thieves tool. No trap disarm toolkit available. Oh wow, so that ends it for the rest of these traps. That's crazy. Not gonna reload though, I'm gonna accept my defeat. So once I open this... Oh, what is this? Once I open either of these gargoyles are gonna spit out. Plus there's an ancient door here.
Trap.
Ooh. Who spotted that? Shadowheart? Good job, girl. It's a vent, but we don't have a trap disarm toolkit. Don't step on it, guys. I don't know. Like, the door looks locked. I don't know how to get them to avoid necessarily.
Trap. Be cautious.
Need a trap disarm toolkit. What was the trap? Skeleton. I don't see where the trap was, guys. There's a button. Oh, is it the gargoyle head?
Trap. Be cautious.
Big jugs. Not really.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Oh my gosh, this place is trapped up. Look at these heads, statues and stuff. More sarcophaguses over here. Oh boy.
Beware. This place is trapped.
Yeah, this place is mega trapped. We have no way to disarm them. Huh. So let's maybe... I wonder if I press the button, what would happen? Would that disarm them? There's the vent. Careful, girl. Or careful, Gale. Oh, we disarmed that.
The text on the plaque is a mystery to you.
Well, you can actually see text on it. Damaged face. Did we check that one? Yeah. Can we light it up, maybe? There is a button. We can use the button. Pile of bones. A candle. Some saint or something is buried here, it looks like. Oh, this is wild. Okay. So next time, guys, we're going to check out this room and see what it contains. It's certainly fascinating. I think we'll start over here. No, it doesn't matter really. But I'll think about pressing that button. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode of this dang crypt. Creepy as all heck. I mean, usually not too creeped out by RPGs like this, but this is certainly creeping me out, and it's very cool that it is. I mean, that's a sign of a very immersive, fun experience. So, got a bottle. So I want to invite you guys to join me next time as we press some buttons and open some things. Oh, it's trapped too. We'll see what's what. Hope you guys will join me for that. Going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. Hope you're digging the LP as well if you've been watching it or not. I appreciate you guys very much. Much love, peace, and joy, guys. Take care, and come on back and we'll deal with that madness next time. And again, sorry about sounding stuffed up here, but it is what it is. But see you guys next time. Much love, peace, joy. So long.